Hello, my name is Brannigan Brooke, Brannigan the Shenanigan. The Indians were here first because they had reservations. Okay, moving on. All right. So, life is full of changes, such as hair. I went from the Beatles to the swoopy to, a palm tree. So I guess I could have a beach resort there. Kind of look like Pebbles from Flintstones. But lots of changes going around. What am I talking about? The old... I should be used to this. Changes. Oh, yeah, okay. My senior quote goes something like this. From class clown to YouTube sensation to comedian, from being laughed at to still being laughed at. Not a bad life. Ah, jeez. Wrote these yesterday, Okay. Okay. So I was in the musical, and the musical, what was the name of it? Little Shop of Horrors. Yep. I was in that musical. I played a big part. I played a bum, and I slept on the bench for about 45 minutes. So it was a very big part. I could say I'm moving up in the world. Freshman year, I was a Copa boy in Copacabana, and then sophomore year, I was expedition crew for Tarzan, and then junior year, I was the warden for All Shook Up, and then now I'm the homeless. And so, Broadway, here I come. Let's see, I'm not a very good test taker. I've taken the ACT 3 times. First 2 times, I got a 16 on them, both times. And then over the summer for 7 weeks, on Sundays 12 to 4, I went to Sylvan Learning Center. And let's see, got an 18 on the practice test, so, they trained a monkey to get a 13, so I just had to beat the monkey. And so, I take it after Sylvan Learning Center. I get a 16 on it again for the 3rd time. And then, there's good news. I got signed up for Sylvan Learning Center ACT Prep again. Here's the good news. It was free because it's guaranteed I go up 2 points. So that's the good news. So my dad lives like an hour away, and so I come home late on Sundays. And so it's about 12 o'clock on the AM, and so I'm driving down Highway 61, and nobody else is out there, so I'm sort of thinking, wow, if I were to kill someone, it would be myself, and so, so I don't got to worry about that. So I'm just driving along, going the speed limit, which is 60 miles per hour, and then next thing you know, there's a car in the right lane, and I'm driving in the left lane, so we're just driving along, and next thing you know, a whole herd of deer just popped out in front of my car, and that was the cuss words kind of flew out. So I hear something go, and on the right side of my car, I pull over, and still halfway in the lane, but I pulled over, and the other guy pulled over on the right side, and we're just sitting there looking in our cars. You know, I'm like, I don't know what to do. I never hit anything before. So we're just staring at each other, and then he just drives off, and I'm like, now it's my problem. And so, turn on the hazard lights. They barely work, you know, but I turned those on, walked around the car, didn't see any damage. I'm like, well, I'm very confused at this point. And then I'm like, okay, well, maybe the deer just ran into my car and knocked itself out. So I'm looking down the highway, and then I'm like, oh, I see it laying down in the road, and I'm like, well, hopefully it'll get up in a little bit. And then I just see headlights. And so it's dead. And I felt really bad about that. Mostly because in the summer my brother ran over a river otter because it was raining, and it was funny because of all things to run over a river otter is one of them. And so I felt pretty bad about that. But the scary thing is I can't escape deer because when I go home, from every corner there's a deer head. We have 10 deer heads in my house. We have going up the stairs in the kitchen, in the bedrooms. We got like 5 of them in the living room, and so from every corner they're just staring at me, and nothing like having, you know, deer stare at you. So that's no fun. And just last night I dropped my friend off, and he lives all the way out in the sticks, and I'm driving down this gravel road, and then I see a deer hop out in front of my car, and I'm like, oh no, it's happening again. And then off I went into the woods, and I'm like, I'm just gonna drive really slow. Next thing you know, there's a whole herd of deer just sitting there in the road. And then I'm like, okay, don't kill any of them. And then and there were a bunch of cute little deers, you know, with their ears go. And they're just looking at me, and I stop, and I roll down the window. Hi, deer. And I'm like, oh, deer. That's a lot of deer. But then off they went, and I'm like, yes. And then, so, deers. I'm kind of afraid of them. Let's see. You know you're poor whenever your ramen noodles are off-brand. You know you're poor whenever you work at McDonald's and you can't afford McDonald's. You know you're poor whenever you run over a deer, you take it home to eat. You know you're poor whenever your dad gives you birthday money, but then you later got to give it back to him because you owe him money. And so, let's talk about McDonald's. I love that place. I've been there a year and like 5 or so months. You know, I like the place, I like the people, but you get those one moments that your relationship with the company kind of teeter-totters. And, well, I was working one day, and then I was told to mop the back area, which I have no problem doing. Okay, so I go grab a mop bucket. I walk by this ground sink. It's about this tall, made out of stainless steel. And I go get a mop bucket. Right when I get the mop bucket and I'm about to fill it up with this soap, this new chick just barges in right in front of me when I'm holding the mop bucket. And then she just starts grabbing the mop bucket, about to take it. And I'm like, what are you doing? She's all like, I need this. I'm like, I'm using it. She's all like, yeah, well, I need it. I'm sort of thinking, Bernie, day after day, I get walked on, and I'm all like, not today. No, I don't need this. Let's just say some non-Christian words came out at this point. And we're fighting over the mop bucket, and then she goes, well, what do you need this for? I'm like, are you serious right now? I'm like, to mop, of course. And she's like, yeah, well, I got a mop too. And I'm like, I can see that. And then next thing you know, I'm like, you know what? where did you get your manners from? Where did you learn your manners? And she's like, well, where'd you learn yours? I'm all, well, I was cussing at her at this point. And I'm like, well, you kind of ticked me off, and that's why my manners aren't showing right now. I'm like, why don't you go and get your own dang on mop bucket and fill it up yourself? Well, she did, because I had to show. Yeah, I was in charge of the situation. And, but, so she had to wait for me to fill up my mop bucket. I just, so, taught her that lesson that day. And then, so a couple days ago, I did something new at the company. I wanted to expand my McDonald's experience. And so I decided to unload the truck at 4 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. And my two helpers were this like 55-year-old maintenance dude. He's a big guy, kind of looks like a hippopotamus, missing all these teeth, and he cusses, and it's a great time. He's funny. And then a woman that I would want to say in her mid-40s was also working, and they act like a married couple. It's hilarious. And well, just having, I'm not the strongest guy, and I had to take this dolly with these huge pallets of heavy stuff on it, and I had to push it, maneuver it, and I was pushing it, wasn't going anywhere. I'm like, and I'm like, okay guys, I know I'm not the strongest here, but there's clearly something wrong. Well, eventually I was pushing, and then I slid, and my shin hit the bar with the dolly, and so live and learn and then I had to carry all this heavy stuff, but no problem. So that's that, and then so different story, completely different story. With animals, I don't have very good luck with animals. A couple of years ago, I went duck hunting. Didn't fire guns, but on November 25th, the day before Thanksgiving and my birthday, two old guys, including my dad and his hunting buddy, decided to go up to Ted Shanks, which is by Louisiana. And so basically, the whole hunting trip was just two 65-year-old men cussing at each other. I mean, you never heard God's name in vain so many times, and it was hilarious. And just seeing my dad being cussed at by another old man just made me laugh so hard, because it took us 2 hours just to find the duck blind, and then by that time the sun already rose, and then my dad, he has all this equipment and stuff that we probably don't need. And we'll see, a duck blind is like this concrete bunker thing in the middle of the woods. And go down there. We've been to this place before, by the way. And it's filled up with water, a couple, like, I don't know, a foot or two. My dad actually brought a water pump to pump out all of this water. And it's a dinky little one that you put in like a fountain. And he goes, okay, he hooks it up to the car battery, and like the hose that you plug into it didn't really fit very well at all, and so he does a smart move and duct tapes it to it, and then he starts sucking up a little bit of water, and we're talking, we gotta go about 20 feet for the water to go out into the water. The hose is only about 5 feet, and it goes about halfway, and then it just stops. And then we were going at that for about 10 minutes, and that's when you just give up. So, lesson learned, give up. And so, yeah, we didn't even fire our guns. And so, that's hunting experience. So, if you want to have a good time, just go duck hunting with some old men because they cuss at each other and it's hilarious. And what else am I? Oh. So, I tried out for this a cappella group at school. They brought it back this year. It's been retired for a couple of years now. So all of us were pumped. It's called Dodecaphonics. And so I chose to sing the song Sweet Caroline by Neil Diamond. And before I go down to my studio, aka the basement, I gotta apologize in advance to my parents for making their ears bleed. So here is Sweet Caroline by Neil Diamond. First, let me look at the lyrics. I mean, we've gone this far. Ah, yeah, here we go. Set this down. Okay, let's do it, shall we? See, you gotta feel it. There's no music in the background, so just make your own. Where it began, I can't begin to knowing, but then I know it's growing strong. Was in the spring, and then spring became the summer. Who'd have believed you come along? Hands, touching hands, reaching out, touching me, touching you. Ready, now sing. Sweet Caroline, bum, bum, bum. Good times never seem so good. I've been inclined to believe that they never would. And goes on for a bit, and well, needless to say, I didn't make it. So, but it's called Dodecaphonics, which stands for like 12, and they have 14. So I was pretty bummed out about that because they tell me I couldn't be one of the 14. But I just don't understand why I didn't make it. But it's whatever, you know. And, I do my own things. I got my film crew. It started off with like 4 people, then it grew to like 6, and then one day we got like 10, but then now it's only down to like 2, and but it's going strong. You know, we put out YouTube videos quite often-ish, and so I don't really need a cappella group, but if you, I'm pretty free. I came here today. Got nothing better to do, and so that's it. My name is Brandon Brooke. You can find me at youtube.com. That's BRANNAGAN space BROUKN. Thank you for coming. Yes, thank you.